Life Podcast.
Welcome back to the Swoosh Life Podcast, episode 81, episode 7 of season 5. And God, I need to get better at my intros before the thing. Podcast person, Justin Wheelon deserves so much more than that because he's a 25-time Emmy Award winner. And welcome back, Justin. We are happy to have you on the podcast. How have you been?
Very busy. Very good, though. Very good. Very busy.
Awesome. Boys, how have you guys been? How's everything going out in Swoosh Land, as we like to say?
Swoosh Land's doing good. Scripting's doing good as well. Trying to get out and play golf a little bit here and there. Like I said, in between the rain, it's still raining. So it's raining right now while we're recording in Connecticut. So other than that, just trying to stay busy. Crazy with the kids going on and everything at home. Almost school's over, so it's going to get even more crazier summertime. So other than that, I'm going to try to find some swings and keep on moving. Matt, how you been?
Oh man, I'm just trying to. It's weird to me that the PGA, like the major season's almost over right by this time, right? And I feel like our golf seasons are just getting started. Of course, our guest, he has already been playing quite a bit, playing professionally, I guess. I think it's Pro-Am, but that's some professional stuff you got. We'll get into the BMW Pro-Am, but Gubby, who is today's mystery guest? I mean, it's not the title. You guys will know.
Yeah, I mean, I just introduced him. This is Mr. Justin Wheelon of Oak Films and legacy, legendary producer, filmmaker extraordinaire. Has worked on commercials for Nike and other people. And as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube or anything like that, a legendary person for Grove 23 as well. We don't get to talk about that much. But Justin...
I'm talk about Grove 23.
Yeah,
When's our invite?
I know. Justin, tell us a little, reintroduce yourselves to the fans here. You've been around, but you're really only on our Augusta sort of preview, our first major preview show as a sort of resident of the area.
I know. I'm very excited. You only want to talk to me once a year.
Nah, we want to talk to you more. We talk to you all the time. So, but this year was just a little bit weird. But just reintroduce yourself and on who you are to our audience and everything, and then we'll get into 3, 2, 1. You're a 3-time returner here, so we've got a little bit of different questions to ask you for our 3, 2, 1.
Where you get like a jacket or something cool.
You got to be 5-time to get something
okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you're already rocking the hat. You got the hat. That's like for first-timers, right? So
my name is Justin, and I'm a big golfer. I was a professional for like 5 seconds over 10 years ago and realized very quickly how good those guys are and realized I needed to do something different. So I got into film and I really hit my strides.
Yeah. Dude, some of his films, guys, are fantastic to watch. Some of I would say his shot making in both golf and filmmaking is legendary. So we appreciate you, Justin. Love having you as a friend of the family of the Swoosh. Matt, let's go to 3, 2, 1.
All right, it only took us 3 years to get that awesome pun off. I love it. So here we go. So every year we do 3. I do 3, 2, 1 if you're the first time this year, but we do change it from season to season. So your first 3-part answer is going to be, what are your 3 go-to foods revolving around your round of golf? So this could be breakfast on the way to the course, snack on the course, and your favorite post-round meal if you wanted to break it up, or just your 3 favorite things to, smuggle into the course.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for peanut butter and jelly. It could be an Uncrustable or just like a homemade something. At the BMW, they had a fancy peanut butter and jelly buffet. So all these different peanut butters, all these breads, all these spreads, anyway, a hot dog, a mustard, chili, onions, or no chili, we'll just do mustard, onions, and relish. And then I guess after the round, something with French fries.
Oh, nice move.
I have a funny, just stupid hot dog story. We did a couple of hot dogs the other day. We were talking about it at work, and we have a kind of young Gen Zer at work a little bit. And so we were just talking about, sometimes I just do a blank hot dog. I don't do anything, on it. Sometimes I don't know. It's just ease of use. I don't need to get messy with other stuff. I know, a little bit crazy. And then the Gen Zer kid kind of had to come over and goes, "Did you just raw dogging some glizzies?" And I was like, "Why you gotta say it like that, man? Like, why you gotta say it like that?" So, but when you were talking, like, you had the condiments laid out, I didn't have to be like, Justin just raw dogging some glizzies, you know? So we're not doing that, which is good. But and I've been crushing Uncrustables on the course lately. So
yeah. In this context, I think the slang definitely makes it feel like what it sounds like. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
So 2 and 3, 2, 1. Let's go for it. You are a man that is very highly sought after for your skills and talent. As such, you have made very many friends with many brands, so you get tons of swag. So I cannot wait to hear the answer to this question that we've asked all our guests. What are your 2 favorite things in your golf bag? It could be you're flushing your 8-iron right now. It could be a towel. It could be a head cover set. I don't know, a ball marker. What are your, a Grove sweatshirt? I don't know. Whatever you could pack into your bag.
Yeah.
What are 2 favorite things in Justin Wheelon's bag right now?
I got, as like a tea gift, I got one of those new Bushnell V6 things or something, and it's so nice because it locks on so fast. It vibrates and light. I mean, it's such an upgrade from whatever I had before. So I can't live without that. Let's see. Second thing, really just all the swag, the bag and head cover. I mean, I love my sub 70 clubs, but the thing that everyone just sees is right now I've got a Grove bag with some Grove head covers, which people liked.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty cool.
Just a couple,
that's a good one.
I'm surprised they're not just sitting in the background there with all those shoes and Emmys and hats. But I do like the hat rack. And then the final question is, what is your shoe of the moment? So, meaning your golf shoe that maybe you played the BMW Pro-Am in, or what shoe are you really enjoying rocking, whether it's for comfort or for style? What is the golf shoe or current street shoe of the moment for you?
If you guys are watching us on YouTube, I might highlight him so that you guys can see like what is actually happening here with this layout, because
we're getting more of a view now too because he's turning around so we see all the hidden ones down below.
There's a lot here.
Well, in the BMW, you wore the Jordan 1 lows, correct?
Yeah, those are just...
I've seen you wear those a lot on and off the course.
Yeah,
with all the filming and stuff.
The golf shoe right this second is the Victory 4 Pro. Scotty's shoe. It was I literally put it on, I think, the first round. And, I feel like years ago, it's like you could never wear a shoe for the first time ever to do it. But these you can just slip on.
Yeah.
And they're comfy and they're ready to go. So, yeah, that was a very comfy shoe to wear for a few days and walk.
Overall, you liked the Pro 4, right?
Yeah.
How was maybe an episode ago, we talked about sizing. How was your sizing in it? How did it feel? How did it fit?
Feel great to me. I wear 12 and I feel like it ran true to size. I didn't think it was too anything. I'm not just saying that. I feel like everyone thinks we're all biased, but it was really comfy and I wore it, multiple days. Walked, I think I had 15,000 and like 17,000 steps in them. So
I think they're like a cloud. I've said that on the pod before, but I've played in the Masters edition and the other ones, and I think they're great. But I also don't have a pair of those. No, I do have a pair of those Jordans. I have like the all silver Jordan ones. So, but I haven't played in the Jordans. I don't think so. I don't know like the difference. But I like it. Okay, 1, Matt.
That was the one.
That was it. The shoe.
That was the one. Gosh,
I'm trying to interject.
Are we rusty? Are we rusty? Like,
No,
I don't know.
I'm trying to interject less. Usually you guys are used to me dominating.
Very good. All right. So we always have you on for like Augusta week, and that week is crazy. And yourself said like it's crazy. I don't go to the tournament. I go to the ANWA probably on Sunday, get all my stuff, and then kind of chill at the parties around. So kind of tell us a little bit about your week. I know that you're a busy guy during that week, but then also kind of tell us about like Rory winning, right? That's a big thing for us. It's a big thing for the golf community, for Rory to win. So like, what was the feeling like around the area, day after buzz, local media, anything like that kind of happened with, Augusta getting a new champion in their locker room.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My fiance had never been to Augusta Nationals, so I got to take her,
That's very cool.
me, her, my parents. We went out and had a great time. She got to talk to, I think we saw Condoleezza Rice and Michelle Wee and chatted with everybody. That was a lot of fun for her to see how incredible it is. Let's see. I had a couple of fun shoots. We shot multiple videos for Peter Millar that week, and we shot
Nice.
for Eastside Golf. So when I wasn't shooting, really it was just different parties. Went to the Malbon House, went to Nike, went to 21 Golf Club, like CAA. I mean, everything. It was just so much fun that week.
I think I did Net Jets too. I think I remember seeing you with Darius Rucker.
Wheels Up. Went to
Wheels Up. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not privy to the private lifestyle to know the difference of everything.
It's super fun because I walked into Wheels Up for the very first time, and I'm like, the guy at the front said, it seems busy. He goes, yeah. He's like, Darius Rucker's playing a show in 3 minutes. I was like, I know Darius. So went and got to hang out with him and catch up with him. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see, what were you saying?
That's just the most subtle flex of all time. I know Darius Rucker.
Well, they could have
Hootie
had
and
a
the
lot of
Blowfish
people.
and Darius Rucker, and I'll just catch up. Like,
He's
D-Rock? We
I
know
love
D-Rock. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
I was going to ask, actually, here's a good either or then. Where would you rather have a party at? Grove 23 or at one of the houses around Augusta?
Grove, yeah. I wasn't privy to the I think
Jordan
I was
launch.
down there one time and they were setting up tents and stuff for MJ's birthday. And you could hear like Maroon 5 and stuff. I mean, it was like, I think there was a few clips that got out of that party and it looked...
Live Maroon 5 or like just Maroon...
Yeah.
Live Maroon 5, by the way, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to the Rory thing, it was great. I think everyone wanted him to win. It was awesome. I didn't see or hear a bad message about him. I think it was just a universal moment, from my perspective, of like being proud and happy for him.
Yeah. We all kind of felt that, right? And then we talked about it. We did a post Masters show, and then even the post Masters show. I think we did the PGA preview, and we were like, it's still like we have fan hangover. We can't imagine what Rory has, and we're kind of seeing it with his game a little bit, that there was, at least pre-US Open, I don't know if he's going to do anything in the US Open.
Yeah.
But I can tell you when we're recording this.
He could just get up for the majors now. Maybe that's the only thing that's going to excite him, you know?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, now that he's got it. So, speaking of, one thing that you probably get excited for every year is playing in that BMW Pro-Am. Can you walk folks through what is the BMW Pro-Am? You've been playing in it for a long time. How long have you been playing in it? And kind of take us through what that week is like.
Yeah, so I think this was my 5th or 6th year, and what it is it's the Korn Ferry's version, basically, of the AT&T Pebble Beach. So they pair a celeb with a pro or an amateur with a pro, and you're playing best ball. But like for me, just a golf lover and a golf nut, it's the most fun because you get to pretend like you're a tour player. Like, all the courses are open to you. You don't make a tee time. You just pair up and go play. All the tour trucks are there. So I might or might not have gotten some clubs. Like I said, there's galleries. I mean, you see friends you haven't seen, whether it's tour players or different celebs or tournament directors and staff. I mean, it's just one thing that was fun this year was I got to take my fiance and some friends. And so, the player dining is unreal. And we got to do the BMW driving experience. We got to go to all the parties. I mean, it's like, it's just, I mean, it's the most fun you could have if you're a golf lover.
So going on year 5, and I had a chance to meet your lovely fiance. Congratulations down at Augusta.
Thank you.
Who's more excited going through this? Her for the first time or you for the 5th time? Like, is it kind of old hat for you now?
I think she was really excited. She came out, walked, she didn't need to come every practice round because and those practice rounds are like 7 hours long. I mean, those pros are dropping balls everywhere. The caddies have every previous pin, and they're putting tees down and little discs down, and they're chipping to every possible scenario. So They're really long. I think they're super fun because I may practice for a couple minutes and then I'm just watching these pros hit these unbelievable shots and they're just dicking around like they're spinning these things, stopping on a dime. It's really incredible to watch. But I think she had a great time. I know my friends did, and yeah, I mean I'm telling you, it really is crazy how well and how fun that tournament is run.
I think Corn Ferry is really cool too because you're seeing like obviously the next generation of
Yeah.
pro players. You played with Blades Brown and fantastic players. I think he's playing in a couple of PGA Tour events as well. But he's on the Corn Ferry Tour. And what's it like to kind of see these professionals like at their craft? Like it's like watching you on a shoot. Like it's it's different, but this is their livelihood and their job.
My actual partner was Samson Zhang, who played at Cal. This was his first Corn Ferry event, and I think he finished at 3 under. He missed the cut, but I swear, no exaggeration, he probably missed 12 to 15 putts inside of like 10 feet. I mean, and what's funny is he literally was going from Greenville, South Carolina to the Scotty factory to like get fitted and get it worked out. So I feel bad for him because he absolutely should have made the cut and could have even contended if half of those putts would have fallen. But Blades was in our group, so Blades was paired with an Am, but it was 4 people in the group, so I'm still watching him as I would my partner, and he's unreal. He's 18, and so I'm asking him, I'm like, how was high school? And he's like, well, I'm not done yet. He's like, I'm a junior. He's like, I have an exam like next week, but he's the nicest kid ever, and I mean that. He's just so nice and polite, and I mean, more polite than me. He would like take his hat off to speak to all these volunteers. I mean, his dad was out there. It was awesome to watch. I mean, I think he hit it that close on like 2 par threes. And they're playing from 230 out, and he'd fly at 320 in the air over. I mean, it's crazy. They're just not human.
Do you have a favorite partner? Obviously, don't count this year, right? Do you have a favorite partner from the past 4 years prior that you've played with, or more memorable? Is one more memorable than another?
I wouldn't say favorite. I mean, I've had great ones. I had Bo Van Pelt. I had Blaine Barber. I had a lot of good ones, but I tell you a really fun one, if you know the name, is David Skins. He's an English guy, very funny sense of humor. Like obviously as an amateur, I'd have a handful of natural birdies, but then I'd have a double or a triple bogey, and he would always, every time I would screw up, he'd say this line that I never forgot. He'd just look at me and say, leave it up to old Skinsy. And then he would go making so anytime he'd say that, it's just like, all right, you do your thing, pro.
That's going to be out if we ever play with Keith. Leave it all to Keith to
Yeah,
I'll take care of you guys. Let's go.
It's so true.
I was going to ask you one thing, Justin. Getting ready for the BMW, the Pro-Am and everything, how early are you kind of ramping up to play or practice, or are you just trying to go out there? Because I have seen you, practice a little bit videos before. Are you out there every day on a range somewhere trying to hit balls, or
Not at all.
you're just feeling confident with the swing right now and everything?
The year I won in 2022, I was out there 270 days prior. I mean, I was practicing or playing almost every day.
Yeah.
Not only because I wanted to win that, but I wanted to win the club championship and stuff right around there. So I really was grinding for those things, and I came in there really good. And it's really the people who play this know this, but it's so much more dependent on the pro. I mean, one year I had a pro like Bo Van Pelt. I swear he made 36 pars the first 2 days. I mean, and for them that's terrible, And so we just could never go low because we were just doing nothing but pars. And then the year I won, I think I had 3 or 4 maybe natural birdies, I only get a couple strokes, so a couple net birdies, but then the pro, they're going to go shoot 65, 64. And it's all on how you ham and egg it too, because with Samson, We literally, I think between the 2 days, he had a lot of birdies. I think I had like 5 or 6 birdies, but they came on the exact same holes as he
Ah,
did. So we couldn't
you got
get,
to take one. Yeah, right.
yeah, we both make a real natural birdie, but we'd only just get one stroke off.
Once, yeah.
And then
Good.
what was even worse is I think we both like, I think he may have only had one double in the 2 days, but I had double on that hole as well. So we lost 2 strokes. So the teams that are winning, they're ham and egging it and really not going backwards much either. So it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Well, that's just on my bucket list one time in my lifetime is because the Travelers is very close to me, 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
Always been a dream bucket list of mine. Try to play in a pro-am before I'm gone, just
Yeah.
to have that feel, that rush and everything.
Yeah, what's
And
crazy, what's different about this one versus everyone thinks they hear Pro-Am and they go, okay, on a Monday or Wednesday, but this you're playing in the tournament with them. So
right,
they're playing for their livelihood, they're playing for points and money,
yeah,
and we're just kind of dicking around and trying our best. So like even the last few holes of the second day, the blades was around the cut line, and I would almost feel bad like putting for my par. It's like he didn't make me feel bad. In fact, he was super. I'd say like, y'all just finish. Y'all just do your thing because I didn't want to ice him out. I'm not trying to like make him wait on my bogey net par. While he's a stroke off the cut line or something. So
What'd you wear? So you obviously wore Nike. Do you remember the polo or anything like that? Was it new this year? And then
it was those 5 pocket tech
yeah,
pants I really liked, and then I really couldn't tell you like the style. I liked it. It had the like check on the back
yeah,
shoulder
like
too,
that.
which
yeah.
is kind of a fun, different little placement.
What do you want to see? You've been with Nike for a little bit. We're obviously the big Nike crazies in this room. But what do you want to see out of Nike? There's a lot of talk of Nike being back in 26 and all that stuff. What do you want to see them kind of do in the future without ruffling too many feathers, I
No,
guess,
I mean,
but
I don't think they necessarily care about my opinion one or the other, but I'd like to see them kind of, I may be in the minority. I'd love to see them like go even more high end.
Hmm.
I mean, I think Rory, I don't know who makes his like cashmere style sweaters.
Right, yeah.
It can be like Grayson. I don't know, but like, it has the swoosh on them, but it's like I've never seen that one time. I mean, even like a real premium, and I don't care if it's $250. Like, give me like the real premium, super high end, like classic. You know. Oh, check this out. This is. I think this is from the '90s, maybe. Like Robert Gomez, like maybe worn this, but
yeah,
Wow.
it's a little old
Yes.
school.
With the steel
Metal.
metal cleats.
they've never
Yeah.
even. I didn't realize they've never even been worn. I think they just like found them on eBay or something and thought they were cool. But like,
Yeah.
imagine like Nike putting out like a leather sick like
Yeah,
premium
Yeah.
wingtip thing. Like, I think that
That would
looks
be cool.
And
Yeah.
I love what they do have. But the question was,
What do you want to see? Yeah.
yeah. But I think
World's
No, I think
trying
that's
to-
good. I think that's the cool part of like kind of imagining like what we might get next year with lots of talk of them being back. And
Mhm.
I think I'm open for, better quality materials. I think like, some of the stuff is, oh my God, Pedro Pascal just walked in.
with the
Holy
wardrobe
cow.
change.
With the
Holy
wardrobe
moly.
change. Look at him. Looking
Mhm.
like the Mr. Fantastic Four out here. So, but I just think like they get hammered on some of these
We didn't hear
the
that.
quality of material, and I
Yeah.
think like it'd be nice to see them kind of upgrade that,
That's
for
why
sure.
I switched to you're talking premium materials, the Jordan line. I feel like the Jordan line is giving us a preview of what Nike can do next year. Because this thing is awesome. This thing is legit. This is the
And you-
full button up.
You look
You can
good.
definitely pull that off because
Yeah.
I cannot.
I
He
always felt
looks
like,
good in it.
you know what? Like in the 2010s, like when I was dating my now wife, like I wanted to wear full buttons up all the time. And she's like, "You're not Charlie Sheen. Don't do it." It was like that was the style. Remember?
Mhm.
Do you guys remember shopping at Structure and like
Yeah. Didn't Structure turned into like Express or
I
something?
think so, or they got bought by Express or something like that.
Remember
But
Structure.
dude, if they can pull off these materials, like I don't need it in a full button from Nike, but if they can pull off stuff like this, yeah, I'm for it. And that's in the apparel. I know you were talking footwear a
No, we
little
were
bit,
talking.
but
We were
No.
talking both. We were talking. What do you want to
Yep.
see? He said he wanted to see like the wingtip, and he showed off like a wingtip like shoe, which would be fantastic for a little throwback. You know,
I mean, look,
so.
if we're talking like, and here's the thing, Justin, you're saying like, oh, I don't know if they want to listen to me. They're listening. They're listening.
They listen to
everybody,
us.
right? Well, and I'm just saying, well, and look, we're not on like the Jedi Council
Yeah.
or whatever's going on, right? But they listen to the episodes, and all I'm saying is like, look, if you're willing to charge $150 for a pair of Jordan pants, $160 for the shirt, I think the hoodie's $200, right? What
Yeah.
is it to put out a $250 pair of shoes? Right? Like, why not go $300 if you got to make it premium? The Justin
Yeah.
Timberlakes, they sold out.
And those were what? Those were sitting at $5.
I guarantee you
$4.50?
there's a whole room of people smarter than us that have all the data that says people won't buy it at this or will only sell 10% of units we would know. I mean, and they're in it to make money, so I guarantee you there's someone's going to listen to this and rattle off 8 different reasons why that wouldn't actually work for them versus someone else.
I mean, I'm not just saying this because you're wearing the Grove shirt and I'm still begging for an invite, a tag along. Because that's how I got on a Chicago Golf Club. I tagged along. If you guys think I got the invite because of Swoosh
Oh, he
Life,
wouldn't
no.
drop it in the last episode. He drops it here.
There we go.
Man, I gotta have to
I was going to
go back, bleep that.
Leap that on out.
Like,
I was going to bring it
jeez.
up at some point, but can we talk about how Matt is like a full-on influencer now?
Oh, big time, big time. Did I see you got some Foresters stuff from?
Our guy Chris Bailey. Sent
I love
a
Chris
box.
Bailey.
I
That's
still
awesome.
haven't opened it.
He's
I
getting
promised him.
Nike
Yeah.
influencer packs. I didn't get one of those, but Matt gets them, and he's getting Bettinardi putters left and right.
Oh, the Bettinardi Buffalo Trace thing. Hold on. I will tell you, I had to work that angle from both sides, okay? I had to have friends on both sides of the collaboration just to kind of pull that off. I'm like, hey, I've got this golf podcast. I'm a whiskey guy. This is a natural fit. Come on, guys. And yeah. And then one hand had to talk to the other. I'm sitting watching the ping pong like, please, somebody. You know what's the funny story on that? They released that putter, it's a $900 putter. And they were like, oh, we don't have a lot of inventory, so we don't know that we need anybody to really promote it. And the thing was sold out in December. They oversold it. So that's why, like, eventually I got mine on like a restock kind of thing. But I'm glad it's worked out well because I think it might end up becoming my best reel ever. It might become usurp the Macho Man.
That's why he gets all the stuff. We get some of the stuff. But we send it to him. He makes the reels. It does well for us. It's a well-oiled machine here at the podcast.
But
it's
the
really
funny
hard
thing is,
to do 3 guys.
We've asked about the unboxing. If you guys notice, I don't do the same style of unboxing, and I think
No.
that's just my ADHD. I can't do the same style over and over again. I think to be a successful influencer, you have to have like a style and stick with it. But Gumpy, you're right. ASMR. I did the Buffalo Trace Bettinardi putter ASMR, and it's blowing up. Yeah.
I think we need to steal Cousteau's. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Would you look at this? So shout out Jock on this.
I have a question for Justin on that. So this is something that I run into is I try not to follow. I hate to say it, but like there's a lot of people that are competitors in this space, I guess, right? Like we're the only Nike podcast that goes like super deep down, right? But like, do you ever find yourself not wanting to watch movies because you don't want to be influenced by cinematic styles? Or do you watch movies saying, I know how they did that and I want to pull that off?
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I think the more info, the better for me. I think, obviously, here's the thing. If I'm watching it, that means it's been made, it's been distributed, it's been released somewhere. So it's already been through 1,000 gatekeepers that says this is worthy of something. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of crap out there. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But typically, if you're seeing it somewhere, I mean, it's got to have some sort of appeal. So, I mean, generally, I feel like I can learn something from anything, even if it's bad. Sometimes that's good too. Go, ooh, I really got to avoid that, or I don't want to do that. So, no, I love watching stuff, and yeah, there'll be a couple instances. Sometimes there'll be a couple instances where it takes me out just because I'll be thinking of how they did it. Or, I mean, even I was watching even just something dumb like the Apple keynote this morning or something. They had a lot of like really long like crane shots, and all I'm thinking about is like how tall that crane must be to get that shot, you know.
Yeah.
So little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Might
I
be nice to have that budget.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think I
Yeah.
was told when getting into the States, and I'm slow on everything on Instagram. I used to be a lot bigger into it, and now I'm not. Like, I think I put together a reel the other day, and it was like my first one in a very long time where I actually like cut stuff together. And it was really just because I
That
went
was good.
bing bop boom bop bam, and I just been wanting to use that sound forever. But I think it was one of the guys in like the vlog space, like Casey Neistat or someone like that, or that was like, there is enough space for everyone to go around. Like, there is so many people in the world that are consuming stuff, and it's how, like, some people only consume YouTube, some people only consume reels, they don't consume necessarily the TV shows and the movies. But then there's the opposite where they don't consume any of that, and they watch movies and TV shows, you know. And so when like thinking about that from that angle, it's like just make it, just post it and see, you know. So, and I don't know if that's how you feel or not, Justin, but
Yeah, I think there's an audience for anything. I know, you know, back when Instagram and YouTube, and when I was learning about, now I don't really care, honestly, like I used to, but when I was trying to learn how to like get big or get followers, you know, they all said basically just find like a hyper small niche and just really focus and stay into that. Don't try to just do everything. So,
I mean,
yeah,
guys, I think we found our super hyper small niche here in the Swoosh Life Podcast.
we were
So,
talking about putters earlier. I got a funny story from last week. So at these professional events, they've got all these manufacturers, and they all have their staff bags, and they're just lined with putters all the way around. And so there's all these different brands. And so I went up. I don't want to call out any brand by name in case it gets back to them, because people will know this person. But I went up to this particular brand, and there wasn't any representative around at all. And so I just grabbed a putter and I walked 5 feet over and started putting with it. And, you know, I wasn't like, I thought about it. I didn't like try to make a run for it with the putter. And so I'm just putting. And the guy comes back from the trailers or wherever he was at, and he comes and basically like takes it from me and says like, he's like, he says like tour pros only, and he takes it back from me. And I was like, okay, like I get that's probably the policy, because a lot of amateurs probably would just go grab stuff willy-nilly. But anyway, I was like, all right, well, that sucked, because I really liked that putter, and it was working, and I had my eye on it for a while. Actually, it just came out like a couple weeks ago, but I saw a similar style. Regardless, I went up to hit on the range, and then a guy with the same brand hat and everything comes over, and he says, hey, I'm the tour manager. I'm the Corn Ferry tour manager for that brand. He says, I really like your stuff. I follow you. And he goes, you know, if there's anything I can ever do for you, let me know. And I knew that in polite conversation, you're just like, yeah, sure. Okay, thanks. Nice meeting you, whatever. But I go, you know what? Actually, there is.
Nice. All right.
I said, I went to try this putter over here, and the guy told me I'm not even allowed to touch it.
Oh, you outed him. I love it.
Well, the guy was a little teeny bit rude, and I didn't like that. And, you know, because he could have said, hey, you know, these are just kind of reserved for tour players only. But he was very kind of rude about it.
Yeah.
And he didn't, you know, it's not like he had somewhere to be. He was just kind of standing by this bag the whole day. Whatever. The guy said, let me know if there's anything I have to do for you. And I said, yeah, actually, there is. I said, I really like that putter. And I said, you know, I said, he told me it was tour pros only. And I said, I don't know y'all's allotment, or, you know, I don't know if there's anything you can do. I said, but my putter sucks. I said, so I really like that one. I forgot to say, I said I would buy it. That was what I told the other guy too. I said, after he told me it was tour pros only, I'm like, can I just purchase it? Like, can I pay you for it right now? Because I like it. And he's like, no. Anyway, back to the tour manager. Told him I liked it. And he goes, well, let me see what I can do. And he walks away and I'm warming up. And then he comes back and he said the other guy's name. He said, he's going to come by and talk to you. And then the guy came up and goes, hey, and he was so friendly. And he's like, yeah, when you get done hitting, come over and see me. We'll set you up with the putter and everything. And he couldn't have been nicer. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I ended
Did
up
you?
playing with it, loved it, still love it, and yeah,
Awesome.
really, really
Always have something to ask for when people say, if I can do anything for you.
Got
He's
to.
like, yes,
Gotta.
Stay ready.
yes, be ready.
Also, you gotta strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
That's the lesson, all right? Because if you say, oh yeah, you'll think about it, and you come back a week or two later, you never know if if you get lost in the email bin or whatever it is.
Those trucks leave on Wednesday afternoon. That thing was gone.
So I don't know
Damn.
if I told you about the extra question in 3-2-1. So it's like 3-2-1.1.
All right.
What's your current putter? What do you? No, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer.
That was
I'll
great.
send you a picture.
Yeah.
I got a
send it
question
in the
for
group
you.
chat.
When it comes to you go to a lot of golf courses, golf clubs, and I think because you're around so many folks in the golf world, the entertainment world, and you also get to shoot, like you said, for Peter Millar, you went to the Malbon House. I got a question. Give me one hot and one not golf course style that's going on right now. Like what is one trend that you really are digging and what is not like you're like, I don't know if this is gonna stick around or something that you think should be finally shelved for a little bit.
I saw there were 2 tour pros. There may have been more. I guess what's a field, 150 something. There were 2 tour pros that wore their shirt untucked the whole time, and I liked it. I thought, well, that looks pretty good. Like
If it's the right length.
it
Yeah.
was definitely cropped. It wasn't like a FootJoy shirt where it went down to their knees. It was actually Nike. They were Nike guys, and so I'm like, I kind of want to do that. I wish untucked was more acceptable.
Me too.
Uh,
From the bigger guy. I think that's like Matt's style shirt that he's wearing right now. Like you can't tuck that in. Like that has to be an untucked.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
has to be untucked, so
Yeah. The interesting thing on that, so when I went to go play CGC, I'll just say that, is, very old school course. You got to keep it tucked in. And I know, when I go play Medina, so my buddy who's been club champion of Medina, he, his dad was a member. He does everything he can to stay a member at Medina. Hell of a stick. He's big on you're not supposed to wear jeans. That's our club rules. You're supposed to
Right.
keep your shirt tucked in because that's what he came up with. And it's just law of the land. The interesting thing was I played one year with him and I wore the TW shirt because I love the TW shirt, but that is cut to be untucked. It looks great untucked. I could not keep that thing in my, I'm that's why I understand. Even I had the pants. I wore the pants that have the rubber strip on the inside to keep your
Yeah.
shirt tucked in. And it was just, maybe that's why I played bad that day. Or I just played bad on good courses because I'm a bad player. Who knows? But yeah. What is the trend you'd like to get rid of? What is a trend that you think is a little tired or played out right now? Or maybe looks a little cringe, as the kids would say? Maybe there's not enough
I
Riz
say kids,
anymore.
I say
I tell you
Gen
what is
Z.
weird looking, and I saw it so much, is these young guys today. It's like they're in a competition to see who can wear the shortest shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I mean, they literally would wear the FootJoy shirt, and it would go over their shorts like they weren't wearing anything.
That's
I
Oh, I thought you were gonna say when it was tucked in, it was coming out the bottom of the shorts.
I mean, these tall, lanky guys, and they got 4 or 5 inch long shorts on, and
I like you get 2 choices. You get above the knee or at the knee. That's what you should be,
I don't
from
even
now
mind
on.
7 inch. 7 inch seems like a good medium.
Well, I bought the 24/7. I got to the employee store and they had the 24/7 shorts, which a lot of golf courses and on Nike Golf, they actually pitch 24/7 kind of as golf appropriate. And I put them on. I'm like, these are 6-inch shorts. I don't think I can do that. I don't think. And I bought them anyways because I was at the employee store and, why not? But That's a lot of thigh. It's a lot of thigh that I gotta season. I gotta say, I came out.
Hypnotized.
There's
That
a
we don't
lot of
have anymore.
which I was gonna ask. Right, I was gonna ask. So when ladies wear skirts, most clubs have the rule that it's got to be finger length. When you put your arms down, the skirt has to be longer than the fingertips. How long until the guys? Yeah. What
Yeah,
if
a
you
lot
have
of
long
these
arms?
things.
Right. What if?
Maybe it
So
was
when?
like, it's like Rory wears these shorts and he's got those tree trunk thighs, which is all muscle, and then these little white kids in Greenville with the stick legs, it just, man.
And the
Skin
Zin
tight.
puck, and the Zin puck showing.
Gotta have the shoe in the pocket. They're all hockey guys. What do you expect?
You got the zins, all the zins now.
Man, what a pleasure this has been, Justin. Let us know what you have going on and get it out there to the world. What you can say. How about that?
Yeah,
What you got coming up.
I've got a documentary film that's doing really well on the film festival circuit. Got into a couple Oscar qualifiers, which are always nice. That's a documentary called Tides of Change. I've got another documentary called Closing Night at 34 West that I made with and about two guys, Jeff and Steve. That's a really beautiful doc, just beginning its festival journey. And then I've got a narrative drama film that's being edited that stars 14-time Grammy winner Dan Tominski. That was a lot of fun to work with him, and that'll be.
Hey, brother.
That's it.
That's awesome.
And then I've got the Emmys this Saturday, and we're going on a cruise the next day. I get married in August in France, so just
Well, all right. Your
France.
books.
Oh,
big couple months.
that's awesome,
Awesome.
man.
Mhm.
Congratulations again on that. Congratulations on all of your success. It's always a pleasure having you on. We will obviously stay in touch. We will also book you for, next April early. We'll put it on the books
I was
now.
hoping you'd say, some other time other than you
Oh,
just.
we can do that too. We
Yeah.
don't have to do
We'll
that
do it
at
again
all.
later this year.
Yeah.
This
So,
is to prove you're not just our Augusta correspondent, right?
right,
Like,
so
we're actually friends.
we just need to, you know what we need to do? Record, like, in your recordingness, however you can. Maybe outside the walls, maybe not inside the walls. And just be like, we just need to like a reporter on the street,
Well,
It's
you know-
cool. It's been fun here, and then
I'll tell
just
you
then that's we put that in our Augusta preview show, just so
I'll
that
make
you
the
still
deal.
rent it.
If I'm fortunate enough to, when they open the envelope on Saturday, and if I'm fortunate enough to have my name called, I'm going to shout y'all out from the stage. I'm going to thank y'all in my speech.
Also want to thank Matt, Keith, and Gumby at the Swoosh Life Podcast, and I want to thank Sal Saperstein, and I want to thank Blades Brown. Thank you.
Let's go. We'll be Emmy thanked by that.
We were rooting for you anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
we
now
were
we
rooting for
really
you
are.
100%. Now it's 101%.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh man, boys! Anything else from you guys? This has been such a fun one with Justin. The flex behind him, we can't talk about enough. And so make sure you guys go follow Justin on his socials. I believe it's Justin_Wheelon. Am I correct in that?
No, I think just at Justin Wheelon.
At Justin Wheelon.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes, at Justin Wheelon. And then ours is at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram. So follow us there and hit us up. Let us know if you want to see more Justin, not during Augusta Week, and hear more of his stories. Go watch some of his documentaries when you can. Get to those circuits, and can't wait to see some of the other stuff that you got coming out. Anything else, boys? Yes, Matt.
I do want to say, Justin, thank you. Congratulations, brother. Really, I will say, when Justin came on the first time, I think the first time was a 19 time. I always joke. This is the running gag with Justin. I always mess up the number on purpose. But I will say, when people are like, "Oh, who do you have on your Nike Golf podcast?" People that like aren't into it. I'm like, we got a guy that does videography for, Nike and all these guys. He's got 25 Emmys. And all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, I guess your podcast is legit.
I think you should
so
just,
you
like-
legitimized the podcast, sir, by being the first.
We're going to talk about our running joke where I keep like secretly tagging you in fun stuff I do just to make sure.
That too. That one's like the flex of that Justin likes to tag us in is so fun.
Justin,
we post a lot of those stories sometimes.
I know we talked about your schedule. When's the next time you're playing Grove?
They're closed. They're closed for like 6 months. They're reading. Yeah.
My
There you
joke was
go.
going to be see you there. I was just going to find out when
See you
that
there.
date was. You show up.
I think you should just accidentally like lose a couple Emmys and just be at 23, man. You know, like just that or go to 45. Get to 45. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
there you go.
We're going to
There
get
you
to
go.
45.
get to 45. So
Make sure
25,
you don't stop on
45.
33, so Scottie Pippen asks for royalties.
Yeah, there you go. But for the Swoosh Life Podcast, Keith, Matt, Gumby, and Justin, see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Check the silver stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.